In our devotion this week, one of the passages that we'll be in is completely familiar to almost all of us. It's a famous Christmas passage, Isaiah 9. It's the one where it says, "Unto us a child is given, unto us a son is born." And then it says later, "You will call him Everlasting Father, Mighty God, Wonderful Counselor, Prince of Peace." And in that passage, you have a description of the two natures of Jesus Christ. His human nature, a child is given, a son is born. But you also have divine nature in those four divine names: Wonderful Counselor, Everlasting Father, Mighty God, Prince of Peace. And it's important that we remember and reflect upon that only the God-man would be sufficient for our salvation. Why did Jesus have to be man? Well, because Adam, created as the first human, Adam sinned when in fact Adam owed God perfect obedience. Jesus, as a human being, was able, as fully man, to offer perfect obedience that God requires of humanity. But also Adam, as a man, sinned. And so man owes God the debt for sin. And so Jesus had to be fully man, not just to offer God perfect obedience, but also to be sacrificed as a satisfaction for the wrath of God that was due humanity. But then Jesus also had to be God. Why? Well, first of all, Scripture's clear that only God is the Savior of the world. A mere human would never be given the office of Savior. Only God saves. So while Jesus had to be man, he also had to be God, because only God saves. Our hope is never in a mere human. But the second reason Jesus had to be God was because he was paying for the sins of all his people for all time. The blood shed on the cross needed to have infinite value, infinite worth. And though it's true that God treasures humanity, any one human who is merely human would not be able to pay for the sins of the entire world for all time. So you see, Jesus had to be both man and God. So reflect upon that and enter into the wonder of that more fully this week.